Hello, 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 everyone. We're going to get started in a minute. I'm going to try to bring Brother Chad Wilson. I think I said Chad's name correctly. Let me just find him. Thanks for your patience. We're going to get started in a few minutes. There we go. Start seeing some folks join. Hope everybody's doing okay tonight. That you're somewhere safe. Let me just grab my notes. Okay. Hey, Chad, if you're in here, say something. So tonight, folks, it's been a while since we've had a live stream. Want to kind of connect with all of you. I know there's a lot of emotion around quarantine and HChat around the quarantine, and just wanted to kind of talk to everyone, see if we can get some kind of, I guess, like a bit of a level set. There's a lot of information about the quarantine and I'm sorry, about coronavirus and COVID-19, and you know, different places have different rules about what you can and cannot do, and I think right now there's no one size fits all, but what we can say for sure is that as a running community, this is really impacting all of us in some way or another. Many of us feel like the one thing that we love and that keeps us sane is kind of being assaulted. And I want to, you know, try to demystify some of this. I'm going to have Chad Wilson come on. He's the cousin that is a doctor. I had his post up about things that we can do to just be safe, not only for ourselves, but for our communities and for our families. So let me just see if I can figure out how to bring you on, Chad. Let me see. Let me see. I hope they didn't get rid of that option. Just bear with me a minute, folks. Is it? Let me see, Chad. I don't know if that worked. Chad, let me know if you got an invite at all from me. I'm not sure if that allows you to be brought into the meeting or not. I'm really happy to see so many of you have joined tonight. And thanks for bearing with me with this technical issue. Yeah, Dwayne, yeah, feel free to share. Yeah, I am an IT guy, but it looks like they changed his interface a little bit, Monique. Oh, wow, that's like super bright. It looks like they changed the options. All right. So, Chad, I guess what I may need you to do is for as long as you can, if people have any specific questions, if you're able to address them in the chat. I can't figure out how to bring you on. Um, okay, no invite. All right. I'm gonna get going. What I'll do is, if I can figure it out, maybe I'll do this again. But for now, I just want to talk about a couple of things. So, social distancing, y'all. This is I think a lot of us are doing our best to kind of stay the hell away from each other. It is difficult for a person like me, especially. Like, I am a communal runner. I run because I have an opportunity to run with groups and be around my people. So it is, I will run alone if I have to, but I prefer to run in a group. And I know I'm not the only one with that. There are a lot of us here in BRC who, you know, this is running is their time to be alone. And so we're going to have, we have all the complexities that go into, how and why people run. But no matter whether or not you run solo or you run in a group, there's so many considerations that have to be made nowadays. So I just want to start there, right? So we're talking about social distancing. I've been looking at a lot of your posts, and not just here in BRC, but runners from other groups as well. And I got to say, I am a little concerned that I still see people within very close proximity to each other. I don't know that we're giving this the attention and we're taking the care that we should to keep ourselves safe. Understanding that this virus, we're still learning about it, and I think in many instances we're kind of underestimating it. I had today. Some of you know that I'm a Mason, and here in New York, and one of our past grandmasters passed away this morning from complications to COVID. And it's easy to say, well, he's probably an older man, and he was, but he still had a long life ahead of him. We have have a friend whose entire family was infected, and they're all young. We've had myths about this not affecting Black people. I know several people right now, who are Black people who are infected. Whether or not they've been able to be tested, they've had and either had or have symptoms from it right now. And this thing is still taking shape. And I hope that we've seen the worst of it, and it's we're on that trend to getting better, but we really just don't know right now. And to see some of the group runs that I've been seeing with folks so close in proximity to each other, it does really concern me. Like I said in a post earlier, I am not trying to tell anybody how to live, but it would be remiss of me to have this audience and not at least address these issues with you. We got to do better, y'all, because people are risking their lives to keep the community safe. And what I mean by that, like, a lot of us, a lot of our folks here in this group are first responders. We have nurses, we have doctors in this group, we have physical therapists in this group. We have janitors who work in hospitals in this group. We have, bus drivers, and there's so many people that we're not considering when we say, "Hey, I just want to go for my run." I just want us to be mindful of what that means, right? So, you go out and you go for your run, and you get hurt, and now you call for an ambulance. Well, those are first responders. Now they've got to get you. Now they got to take you to the hospital, and now you're in a position where even if your injury is minor, you're taking a risk at exposing yourself to an environment where COVID-19 exists. Our medical institutions are strained right now. I mean, they're so strained right now. And it's really important for us to do our part. I'm not saying don't run, y'all. Believe me. I mean, I know how hard it is to see outside and it's beautiful, it's spring, and just to know that you have an opportunity to go outside. Everything feels normal, but our reality is that things are not normal right now, and we have to give more care because of who else we potentially impact. A lot of us runners, we don't think about the fact that, when we run, and I don't know all the means that it passes through here. And Chad, if you're still here, maybe you can provide some resources that you may have about transmission of this. But I know the thing that I've been told is that I don't want to be too close to someone because of how I may be able to transmit that. You're running on a trail and you feel like, hey, well, I'm the only one here, and maybe you are. Maybe it's safe to do that. I don't think every situation is going to be the same for all of us. But, if you're running somewhere and, you're on a trail and, okay, maybe you are 10 feet away from someone. I mean, we still don't even know all the answers about how long it may last in the air. I'm concerned. Concerned that we're just not doing enough to do our part to keep ourselves safe and also to keep other people safe. You could be running around and be asymptomatic, and I believe this is how so many people are spreading this thing. So I'm just reading a post from B Rose. Hey B, she goes, "It's real. I know multiple people, including physicians, who are infected. Many who look like us and many who look like us have died. My own practice had to close down because of our specialty is so, I think you said high risk to exposure." Yeah. So I want you guys to understand, like, you got doctors in here telling you, that this thing is, it's like serious. I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about, anything medical. I'm an IT guy. But, it's important that, if they're saying to you, hey, like, this is a big deal. Let me see what Chad said. Chad said that social distancing recommendations are pretty extreme, and it is incredibly disruptive for all of us. The reason such draconian regulation and recommendations are being made is because the worst, let me see, the worst case scenario with the data we have about the virus can lead to millions of deaths. The data in our country with over 1,000 deaths is still early, but deaths are still increasing. And we really cannot let up until we see the number of deaths coming down for days in a row. As of now, they're still growing exponentially. So that's from Chad Wilson. He's a physician. And Chad, correct me if I misrepresented who you are, but you know, there are a lot of risks, y'all, that we are exposing ourselves to and our communities to when we say, hey, we're going to go out for a run. I was talking to a friend of mine. She is a physical therapist, and she reminded me of something, you know, that the social distancing, part of the reason why they're doing it is that they're really trying to trying to think of how to say it, reduce the number of people who may become critically sick all at the same time. Like, that's one of the reasons. Right. And Chad said that he's a trauma surgeon and critical care specialist. So I don't think I need to say more. But going back to what my friend was saying is, you know, the social distancing and just, you know, the quarantines and all of these methods that are being employed is so that we don't overrun the healthcare system. Imagine, y'all, we go for a run, somebody you get hurt, or you're running with a group and someone, you know, gets hurt. If you see if you're running with a group especially, and one of your friends go down, you're not going to leave that person there. You're going to want to go and help them. You know, so now you're in close contact with them. Now you have breached that social distancing because you wanted to be out and go for a run. And so now, you know, someone calls, and these are hypotheticals, but these are real scenarios that could actually happen. You know, someone calls an ambulance, and maybe now there's 2 or 3 of you. You're holding this person to help them to get up. You don't know they're sick. You don't know you're sick. A first responder comes. You know, now they're with you. Now they're with you and this person. Now we've exposed them to potentially expose them. They go to the hospital. Now you are someone in your group who may have been exposed, including the first responder, is now increasing the risk once they get to the hospital or the urgent care center or emergency room, like wherever they end up going. It's a chain, is what I'm saying. It's a chain. I don't have the answer for what we can do as an entire group. Again, everybody's situation is going to be different. But I really want us to think about how we're approaching this. You know, a couple of you are asking me now, they're like, well, are you saying don't do solo runs? I'm not saying that. I'll keep it real though. I've not really been running. I don't know if it's worth the risk. I don't know if the gains that I may get from going out and running in this current environment is worth the risk to myself, to my family, to my community. I know a lot of you, you know, you run in areas where literally you don't see anyone at all. And I think, you know, look, this is, you know, I'm just one person speaking. You know, you will all make the decision that you think is best for you and for the ones that you love and for the people that you don't know. but this thing is still really early. I think even Chad. I mean, Chad, as a doctor who's who's in critical care. I mean, he runs. I mean, I think he runs really early in the morning. But I think even he would acknowledge that even him running and being who he is still, there's still a risk. There's always a risk. Um, I don't know the answer, y'all. Um, I know that I am thinking about all of the iterations that could be impacted if I decide to go out, go for a run, something happens to me. The risk that could occur to me if I am alone and I get hurt and no one sees me, and um, but also um, if I'm with people and I don't know I'm infected or they don't know they're infected, um, and we're in close enough um, contact or distance to each other, like what that could mean. Um, you know, I've been thinking about doing this almost a week now, and I didn't come on sooner because I just didn't really know what to say. Um, I don't have answers. I do have concerns. I'm not necessarily like freaking out about all of it, but I am concerned. I mean, these rates of infection that we're seeing, the rate of death that we're seeing. Um, I want all of you to be okay. Um, I pray that none of us even get infected with this, but even more so, um, I hope that we are all able to recover if and when that happens to us, if we do become infected. Um, I was watching the news today, and I've been watching a couple of cases where they're talking about marathoners who are healthy and fit people who are on respirators. There's a doctor here in New York, gastroenterology, I believe, is his specialty, um, and he's like he's run like 30 marathons. He's an older gentleman, but he's a fit man. He's on a he's in ICU right now. Um, I've been seeing a lot of very just athletes in general. I mean, look, uh, this thing really reached a. I think I don't even want to call it a crescendo, but it was like a coming to truth moment when we saw NBA players becoming infected. Um, I think we can all admit that we started seeing a lot of traction for change as soon as that happened. We are not we're not invincible, y'all. Um, and I'm sorry. There's a lot of text, so I'm not able to read all of it right now. So I hope you'll stay with me for a little bit. But we are not invincible, um, and we are not absolved from being able to pass this thing on to someone. I mean, you may legit not have any symptoms at all, and make your entire family sick. My friend today, she is in her mid 30s. Her husband, I think, is about a year younger than her, and said that their daughter came home a couple of weeks ago and was sick. Um, and then a few days later, the husband started to get sick, and then she got really sick. And thankfully, they are all, um, I guess, on the brighter side of this virus. But her doctor, it got to a point where her doctor said, "Hey, I just is based on your symptoms, I believe that you have um, COVID, I don't even recommend you go to the hospital because I can't guarantee that you won't get even more sick going to the hospital because of the shortages of PPE. Like, I guess, again, the point I'm trying to make here is like, it's not enough to just say, hey, I'm going to be 6 feet away from someone, right? I mean, if you get sick right now versus maybe a month from now, it legitimately can be a matter of life and death for you. And the reason being, the healthcare and hospital system is so overrun right now that you don't want to put yourself, I would hope that you would not want to put yourself in a position where a doctor has to look at you and look at someone else and say, well, I think that person has a better chance of having a long life. And so we're going to give them the ventilator and not you. That's what this social distancing really means right now. That's what these quarantines really mean right now. That's what all these lockdowns are for. It's not just so that you don't get sick, because it is also that. But indeed, it is also so that you understand that if you get sick right now, you stand a chance of having someone have to make a life and death decision for you based on who knows what at this time. Chad said something really important just now. And I'm going to try to read it real quick. Some of you probably see it in the chat, but I want to say it on this video. It says the most powerful thing you can do to help stop the virus is to influence the people in your life who are excusing themselves from social distancing. It is hard to get through to them. They are resisting because they don't want to accept that lives hang in the balance with their behavior. So the first thing you must do is listen, but then get them to talking about their fears and concerns. And if they feel heard, then they will be more likely to listen to what is at stake and maybe change their behavior. And I think that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. This shit is scary, y'all. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but this thing is really scary. We have to get used to doing things differently. It can easily become a matter of life and death for us. And we can think that it won't affect us, but it probably already is, and we just don't know it. There are a lot of people who don't have the choice on whether or not they are going to be exposed to this virus. A lot of people are essential workers. I work in IT. I'm an essential worker. And luckily, this past 10 days, my office has been closed. But come next week, I may have to go in. And I work in Midtown Manhattan, right near Times Square. I'm scared. I do not want to go in. I also don't want to have a situation where I don't have a job. There's people losing their jobs all over this country, all over the world. I'm fortunate to still be employed. I have been in my house, I don't even know how many days now. For real, y'all. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for somebody else who is vulnerable and doesn't have a choice. when I see the news of Italy and they say 51 doctors have died from COVID. Doctors, these people are trying to help people like me and you who just happened to get sick, who didn't know they were sick. Talking to my friends who work on the front lines, who are getting sick because they don't have the option of not going into work. And we sitting here, and a lot of us are selfishly upset about not being able to go outside and run. And people are losing their lives and their livelihoods. Yo, we gotta do better. We have to do better, and we can do better. And again, I don't know what the solution is, y'all. I wish that I was coming on here to say to you, hey, here's the answer. This is what you should do. But we don't know. We don't know the answers right now. Most of our governments have asked us to stay our asses home. Like, I know this is crazy, but like if you have become fit a level in your life where you are saying, I'm fit, trust me, you're not going to lose your fitness in a week. You're not going to lose it in a month. You know, one of the things that at the time I didn't really understand why it mattered, but now I'm getting it, is being injured. When you have become an injured runner and you can't run, you're just like, you really appreciate this, but you think all of these bad things are going to happen. You think your body's going to fall apart. You think you're just going to lose all of your fitness, and you'll degrade a little bit, but it comes back. It comes back through consistency. And so for all of y'all out there who think you will lose your fitness if you don't run every day, if you don't run 5 times a week, if you don't run 3 times a week, I'm here to tell you, as a person who has been injured, who has had to stop running, I'm here to tell you, as a person who's talked to other people who have been injured, who of all shapes and sizes, body types, fitness levels, it comes back. And I'm saying this because if you can afford to stay your ass in your house, stay in the house. Because it really can mean a matter of life and death. Yours or somebody else's. And just like you, I hate to look outside and see that it's beautiful and know that I can't just go out and just do it. But it's not about me only. And I've had to really fight the urge to just go and do that lunchtime run. I really want to do it. It's been really, really difficult. But I think me knowing that in the long run, I'm not going to lose who I am. I'm not going to lose my fitness. I'm not going to not become a runner if I stay inside for a couple of weeks. But knowing that every ounce of less contact that I have with other humans outside of my home means that I'm likely to stay safe myself, but also not put anybody else at risk. That I won't continue to put these people who are on the front lines with not enough protection from our freaking country and our government, that I won't continue to put them at risk. Yo, these people, these medical professionals, especially these officers, we got like 400 officers in New York who called out sick. We got over 200 firefighters who are infected here. Yo, this shit is real, y'all. Like, don't be selfish. Don't be selfish just because you want to go run outside. People losing their lives, people losing their livelihoods because not enough people give a shit. Yo, there's 7,000 people in this group. Do you know what happens if all of us get infected and all of us go out and we infect one person? You know how many more people will die? But conversely, you know how many more lives we will save if we stay in the house? Because we just didn't take the chance of putting somebody else at risk. These are uncertain times. We just don't really know. We just don't know. And we're governing, a lot of us are really governing ourselves like we got all the answers. And we don't. And I'm not trying to make y'all feel guilty. I'm not trying to take your running away from you. Each of us are going to have a different experience. Some of us can go running and impact no one. Legitimately, you leave your house, you don't see anyone, you're on paths where there is no one. I'm not trying to take your running from you. I just want you to really think about the potential impact you have when you step out of your house during these uncertain times. It's a lot. It's really, it is riskier than we're given the credit to it for. I don't even know if I said that right. I just have a lot of stuff in my head, you know. Thank y'all for being here with me. Thank y'all for being here for each other. I can't see anything without these glasses. I want y'all to be safe. I want y'all to be mindful. I want you to pressure your local governments as much as you can to get personal protective equipment for our first responders. I want you to stay inside if you can stay inside. And if you have to go outside, I hope that you're mindful about where you're going. I want you to be innovative about your approach to running if you feel like you just have to run. You know, I know a lot of us say, oh, I hate running loops. Run around your four corners of your block if you can. Stick close to home, y'all. You know, do your best to like not infect nobody else. I didn't know what I was going to say tonight. I was hoping I would be able to get, you know, Chad in here in a group with me. Chad, thank you so much. B Rose, thank you. Mai, thank you. There's so many nurses and doctors and essential employees and peace officers and janitors and delivery people, just all the people I think that we're taking for granted when we are trying to just live our lives as normal when this is not a normal time. So thank you for hearing me tonight. But show it in your deed. Don't let it just be in your word. Let it be in your deed. I believe one can touch many. I hope that you go out and you touch other people. You talk to them. You make them to understand how serious this shit is, y'all. This is not a joke. We are losing people, yo. I don't want to lose none of y'all. I don't want to be lost. We are losing people. And we got to take care of each other. And if all I got to give you is this, then I hope it matters. I hope that you understand how serious this is. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families.
Take care of the community. Take care of your mail people. Take care of your delivery people. Take care of your convenience store people. Do your part. Do your part. Do your part. Do your part, y'all. God bless y'all. I love y'all. And I just want to see us all come out good on the other side of this. I'm sure we'll be talking again soon. I'm going to say good night to y'all. And I'm going to save this video. If you have anything, any resources that you want to share, please hit me up. You can either put it on this thread or just hit me up on my inbox, and we'll take it from there. Y'all be blessed and have a good night.